Hey guys, Bird Yu-Gi-Oh here. So I wanted to show you guys one of my favorite, like, kind of classic Yu-Gi-Oh decks, I guess you could say. Classic decks that you could still play competitively today. And that's Satellarknights. It's a very, very good control deck that can gain a lot of advantage. Plays a lot of very consistent cards. You'll see those, and some really powerful trap cards as well. So yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off with the best Satellarknight monster in the main deck. That's Deneb. This one, you just summon it, so either by special summoning or normal summoning, and you can search any Tellarknight monster. Very, very good. And then we play 3 Altair. Now this one, if it's summoned, so again, special summon or normal summon, you target a Tellarknight in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. But yeah, that's amazing right there. And then we play 3 Unicali. Now this card is very important for a lot of reasons, but basically it's just sending a Tellarknight monster from your deck to the graveyard. So basically Foolish Burial for any of your Satellarknights. So obviously that's very important. You know, if you send Deneb and then can special summon it off of Altair, then you're getting 2 monsters on the field plus another one in hand. Just really important. And also this is a really good combo card, or it combos well with Skybridge. I'll show you that. But yeah, I like to play 3 of each of those, and then just 2 Vega. This basically just allows you to special summon a Tellarknight from your hand. So they're all very good. They're all level 4 warrior types. And yeah, that's it for the monsters that we're playing. The spells, because I don't have Pot of Prosperity, and it's just crazy expensive, we're playing 3 Pot of Extravagance. So obviously you have to then max out on important cards in your extra deck, but that's not a problem, especially with this deck. You should be okay doing that and banishing a couple of them. You're just fine. So yeah, 3 Pot of Extravagance, and then the other draw card is just Card of Demise. Because again, if your hand's overloaded with Satellarknights, you're fine usually just sending them to grave anyway, as long as you have some decent traps. So this card usually doesn't hurt you very much, and it obviously just gets you some really good draw power. And then we're playing the 2 Satellarknight Skybridge. You definitely don't need 3, but it is a very, very good card. It's a quick play, so it can potentially allow you to play around cards your opponent's playing that are targeting. But then why I really like it is opening this with a Unicali means you can go into your Batlamius, which then means you can go into any of your Satellarknight XYZs. So basically, you have Skybridge and Unicali, normal summon this, and then you're going to send Deneb to the grave. Oh, let me show you the grave. Send Deneb to the grave, activate Skybridge, putting this back into the deck, and then special summoning Altair. And then Altair will then special summon Deneb. Deneb can then search, whatever, Unicali again. And then you can go into Batlamius, discard that card you just searched, and then go into whatever other Satellarknight, Trigger or Deltaros. So yeah, that's why I play Skybridge. That's why it's very good. Definitely play this card. It is definitely worth it. We play the Foolish Burial. Again, we want Satellarknights in the grave, so we can just special summon them back, cycle through them. The Monster Reborn, we're usually, again, trying to have Satellarknights in grave, so this is just a free summon. Sometimes a free search if you have Deneb in there. So yeah, too good not to play. That is the spells we're playing. And then the rest of the deck is traps. Best one in the deck, hands down. Stellar Nova Alpha. This is Solemn Judgment without the life point cost and draw power. So basically when a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated, you send 1 face-up Tellarknight monster you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, destroy it, and then draw a card. and it's a counter trap. And if you have, like Trivor out there, then this allows you to then just special summon back a Tellarknight monster from your grave when it's sent to the graveyard, by Alpha's effect. So yeah, this card is amazing. Then we also play 3 Call of the Haunted. It's a continuous, that's why that's important. That's why we're not playing like back to the front. Because of Trivor basically being able to bounce everything on the field to the hand. So if you're playing continuous cards like Call of the Haunted, you're able to then just reset that back and then summon back another monster. That's why continuous are kind of nice in this deck. I don't want to overload it with continuous because they tend to block up, obviously, your spell and trap zones if you can't get to Trivor. But I do like, Call of the Haunted. And then the other big one I'm playing is Crackdown. It's going to be able to target a face-up monster your opponent controls, and you take control of it. Again, a continuous that you bounce back to hand, and then you're able to reset it and then activate it again. So just really, really good. And then the other ones I'm playing are just one-ofs for the continuous at least. And they're ones you don't have to play. You can swap them out with other ones that you might like better. But I'm playing 1 Imperial Iron Wall. Neither player can banish cards, which is really hurtful, for a lot of the meta decks out there. And then Anti-Spell Fragrance, again, very, very good against a lot of decks. And then Imperial Order, more than likely is going to get hit because it's just too good. And then the final cards we're playing are Solemn Judgment. Obviously not as good as Alpha in most cases, but just negate anything. Solemn Strike, 3 of those. And then 3 Torrential Tribute. Because with a deck like this that plays a lot of powerful traps and just some decent monsters, getting a simplified game state, or as simplified as you can, is usually going to mean a victory for you because you're just going to overwhelm your opponent with advantage and just a back row that they can't get through. So Torrential Tribute is really nice in this deck. Definitely would play that in this. So that's the main deck. For the extra, playing the 3 Batlamius. You probably only need 2, but again, we're playing Extravagance, so we don't want to banish all of these if we can help it. But this is just a way of getting to your Trivor or Deltaros without having to have 3 Tellarknight monsters on the field. You can just do this with 2. And then that being said, we play 3 Trivor. This is just an amazing card. If this card is XYZ summoned, you return all other cards on the field to the hand, and then you can detach 1 and send 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. And then again, if this is sent to the graveyard by, Satellarknight Alpha's effect or one of your opponent's effects, you could target a Tellarknight in your graveyard and special summon it. So it's the card you always want to go into generally. We play 2 Deltaros. While this card has XYZ material, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you normal or special summon a monster, which does come up. It is really nice. But then the main reason we're playing it is just to destroy stuff on the field. You detach 1, target card on the field, and destroy it. And then this one, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon a Tellarknight from your hand or deck. So that's, again, a really good target for Satellarknight Alpha to send to the grave. You draw 1, and then you get to special summon 1 from your deck. That's really good. And then just the 1 Constellar Diamond, it probably should be at 2, especially, again, since we're playing Extravagance. But it's one neither player can send cards from the deck to the graveyard, and any card that returns from the graveyard to the hand is banished instead. And then when an opponent's dark monster activates its effect, detach 1, negate the activation, and destroy it. So that's the main effect you're going to be using for him. But you can just basically XYZ summon this using a Satellarknight monster you control during main phase 2. And then the other rank 4s we're playing are Exton Knight, blow up the board, Abyss Dweller, shut off your opponent's graveyard. Rhapsody and Berserk is kind of an interesting card. This is for Destroyer Phoenix, because when that's in the grave, you can then use this to then just banish that from the graveyard so they can't special summon it back. And then it also, you can, if you have another XYZ, you can then equip this to it and it gains 1200 attack. But again, mostly this is just to get rid of that Destroyer Phoenix from their graveyards. They're not special summoning it back. And then double A Zeus, since we play all these, you can just make this and more than likely win once you make that. And then the 2 links we're playing, I just decided to play 2 Hippo Shinogen. It's a way of getting your Satellarknights to the grave, and then hopefully being able to then special summon them back, make a trigger or whatever, and then boost all their attack. And then if this is destroyed, you can target one of your Satellarknights and add it to your hand. So that's the only one you'll really ever go into. Again, you probably would want to, you probably could just get rid of these. And then if you have another Consular Diamond, that would probably be a good idea. And then any other rank 4s that you like to play. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. Really nice control deck. That is actually surprisingly good against a lot of the meta. And then, of course, these are kind of flex spots that I put in here. You could play, depending on the deck, you could play 3 Imperial Iron Wall and just ruin their day because they're not able to banish anything. Or, of course, Anti-Spell Fragrance, play 3 of that, ruin their day. Play 0 of this card. No. If it's going to be limited, play it. It's that good. But yeah, really good deck. Definitely do not skip out on Crackdown. That's amazing. And Skybridge, amazing as well. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.